Live from the Overton Hotel and Conference Center, welcome to the 2014 Lubbock Independent School District Athletic Hall of Honor Induction Ceremony, presented by Lee Lewis Construction and featuring the Hall of Honor class of 2014. At tonight's induction ceremony, we will recognize and honor Lubbock's most distinguished athletes, coaches, and administrators.
Again, welcome. I'm David Thetford. I will be your Master of Ceremonies for the evening. I'm Chairman of our Lubbock ISD Athletic Hall of Honor Board of Directors. And it is so good to have you here tonight. And this will flow pretty evenly tonight. We'll have introduction by video of each of our honorees. We'll make presentation of the trophy and the medallions. And then then they'll come to the podium and share a few words. And I will tell you, honorees, that when you come up here, we talked about the lighting in this room, and we want it to be good for TV and for you to be able to see the trophies and everything. And there are spotlights in the back. And I think they're really helping, but I think they're a lot better from out there looking up here than they are from up here looking out there. So when you get up here, don't be nervous about the spot. In fact, you can't see really good the people, so maybe you'll be fine. But they are a big help to us on what we're going to do tonight. But we are honored to have you here. We will have breaks during the evening. At that point in time, I will be making some introductions of other people that are here tonight, including special guests and also other Hall of Honor members that have been inducted in the other three classes. So you'll get a chance to meet those that are here tonight in those groups. And we'll talk a little bit about how we do this with the Lubbock ISD Athletic Hall of Honor. But we're ready to start the evening. I want to welcome the TV audience. First time we've ever done this. It's good to have you here with us tonight from the Overton Hotel for the Lubbock ISD Athletic Hall of Honor. Let's begin the evening with our first inductee.
The first inductee that we are excited to recognize tonight really represents what Lubbock ISD athletics is all about: passion, determination, talent, and loyalty. His name is one that resonates with not only those of us fortunate enough to have seen him perform as a Lubbock Coronado Mustang, but also in his days as a Texas Tech Red Raider. His enormous athletic talent is only surpassed by his willingness to work harder than any competitor he has ever faced, be it on the playing field or in the gym, or these days on the recruiting trail as an assistant football coach at Texas Tech. He was a three-sport athlete for Coronado High School from 1995 to 1998, where he played football, baseball, and basketball. Football was his passion, and as a quarterback and defensive back, he helped the Mustangs clinch a regional championship in 1996. He was named first-team All-District and went on to receive an athletic scholarship to play for his beloved Red Raiders. While at Texas Tech, he played safety from 1998 to 2002 and was named as second-team All-American during his junior and senior seasons for the Red Raiders. He was named to the All-Big 12 team 3 times in his illustrious career. Prior to the 2000 season, he was named to the Jim Thorpe Watch List, an annual award that recognizes the top defensive back in college football. He went on to play football professionally for San Francisco, Green Bay, Oakland, and Houston. With the end of his NFL playing days, he began a coaching career on the collegiate level as he coached cornerbacks at Navarro Junior College in 2008. He joined the coaching staff at Louisiana Tech in 2010, where he served under head coach and fellow Coronado High School alum Sonny Dykes until 2012. One of the first hires that current Texas Tech head coach Cliff Kingsbury made when he returned to Lubbock in 2013 was his former teammate, who is in his second season as the cornerbacks coach for the Red Raiders. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Lubbock ISD Hall of Honor inductee, Kevin Curtis.
Charles Curtis. His father will be putting the medallion on his son Kevin, and we're so proud of you. And then, Kevin, you'll have the podium to share your thoughts.
Thank you. This is a great honor. First, I would like to thank God for the opportunities that He's presented in my life, for the ability that He gave me, but also, most importantly, the people He put in my life. Thank the board for allowing me and voting me in to this great honor. I want to thank my parents who have supported me through everything that I've done, and they've made me the man that I am today, and I'm so thankful for them. You know, I'm a man that wants to make my parents proud, and I hope that I do that every day. I'd like to thank all my coaches that I've had. You know, I had a lot of great coaches in my life, and I take some of my coaching styles from them. And so Coach Hollins and Coach Henderson and Coach Dudley, I appreciate those guys, and Coach Campbell, who gave me the opportunity at Texas Tech. I want to thank all my former teammates for the support. I want to thank them for the friendships and the memories. This is a tremendous honor. When you're playing, you're just having fun. You're not thinking about an award or any of that kind of stuff. But this day is very special to me, and it means a lot. Thank you all so much.
Congratulations, Kevin. We're proud of you. And we're proud you're a Texas Tech Red Raider. And glad to have you back here and as one of our coaches. We're looking forward to great things with Kevin Curtis helping with the Red Raider football program. I meant to mention to y'all earlier, Mac Owen asked me to mention that some of the pictures, we're not sure on the video. It came out of production kind of late, and a couple of the pictures may be laying on their side or it may be upside down. It won't be that way when we do the completed video, but it could be that way tonight. And I know, Coach Odom, you have a couple that are that way, and I think that's because you've been falling down a lot lately. We did that in honor of you. Your pictures are even falling over. Well, I hope that doesn't make you mad. We still hold you in high esteem, and there may be a couple of others that are that way too. I just wanted you to alert you to that fact. Well, we've got our first one in the books, Kevin Curtis. Let's meet our next inductee.
Basketball purists and historians in Lubbock and in West Texas would not have to go through a long list in order to come up with one of the all-time greatest coaches in LISD history. Our next inductee is synonymous with tough, hard-nosed, in-your-face defensive basketball. And if a little offense took place, that was good as well. His record of achievement in leading the Monterey Plainsmen is legendary, as was his take-care-of-business persona. He started his coaching career at Monterey High School in 1960 as an assistant to head coach Gerald Myers. He worked with Monterey basketball for 23 years and served as the Plainsmen head coach from 1967 to 1983. Under his leadership, the Plainsmen compiled a record of 338 wins and 167 losses. Amazingly, during his tenure, Monterey went 2.5 seasons without a district loss and 3 seasons without a home court defeat. His squads managed 14 consecutive winning seasons, leading Monterey to 8 district championships and advancing to the regional playoffs 5 times. 24 of his players went on from MHS to play NCAA basketball, including LISD Hall of Honor alum and former NBA standout Craig Elo. A highly decorated coaching legend, he received Coach of the Year honors in 71, 72, 75, 78, 79, and 80. In 1999, he was named as an outstanding alumni coach by his alma mater, Texas A&M University Commerce. His willingness to serve the coaching fraternity was also something he didn't shy away from, as he was chosen as the first Texas Association of Basketball Coaches director from this region. And he was the regional representative for the Texas High School Coaches Association. In addition to his award-winning coaching duties, he also taught physical education classes. Many of his former players will tell you that he still adheres to the philosophy that defense wins games and offense loses games. The LISD Hall of Honor is proud to induct former Monterey Plainsmen basketball coach Joe Mahaka.
First, I'd like to thank the LISD Honor Board of Athletics.
Not hearing. Y'all hearing?
Testing.
All right. It's working. We got the power up.
Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2.
Is it on? We can't see y'all back there, so it doesn't sound like it's on.
Testing 1 2.
Oh,
Testing 1.
That's that sound.
I'd like to thank the LISD Athletic Hall of Honor Board for this honor. I would also like to thank Coach Ball for bringing the idea to Lubbock with this great activity. We've needed this for a long time. And also, my wife and I celebrated our 55th wedding anniversary, and I want to thank her. I'd like to thank my two daughters, Susan and Sheriff, for all the support they gave me. When things looked bad, they would pep you up. And I'd like to thank Coach Myers for hiring me as a defensive coach. We worked very well together, and in the process, we started a winning tradition at Monterey. In the early 70s, we began introducing players. Well, we had to name a gym something different than Monterey Gym, so I said, let's call it the Box. The Box is only 83 feet from baseline to baseline. It's probably the shortest gym in the state. Normal gyms are 94 feet. So we decided we'd need to, make it hard for the opposing teams to come in, and consequently we pressed a little bit and we played pretty good defense. So I was proud of that. Now, in closing, I want to say this quickly. I would like to thank the players that are here. They are the reason that I was successful. I never played a game in Monterey. But they did a fantastic job, and I'm very humbled about it. And I like to thank all the people that supported us. We had great student body fans. We had great cheerleaders. We had great support from the families of the players. And I want to tell you something. These kids played hard, and they were smart. We weren't the most talented team. But when it's all over with, we would compete with anybody, anytime, if we could just get a game with them. And I want to say this again. Thank you guys for being faithful, and they call me all the time, and I get choked up about it. And the last thing, God bless all of you players, and God bless America. Thank you.
Congratulations, Coach Mahaka. You might not know it, but he's really special to me, but not just to me. There's a bunch of players here tonight that love this man and love what he did for each one of us. And, Coach, we hope you know how much we love you. And none of us knew that you really were emotional at all till tonight. All these years, finally tonight we see some emotion. All the other emotion was that he was mad at us for something. But, Coach, we love you and we're proud of you. We love you and we're proud of you. Well, stay with us. We're going to come back with our next, it's going to be a team coming up next right here on the Lubbock ISD Athletic Hall of Honor.
stay tuned as we introduce our first team inductee to the class of 2014 when we return to the LISD Athletic Hall of Honor induction ceremony. Defense using the entire court, quickness at every position, taking advantage of opponent mistakes, all in successful basketball teams even to this day. For one particular Lubbock ISD squad, that formula as a 1957 state title was captured. The Prairie View Interscholastic League, known as the PVIL, played a leading role in developing African American students in the arts, literature, athletics, and music from the 1920s through 1967. The PVIL staged championships in football, basketball, baseball, and track, and at its peak, it enrolled 500 schools in the state of Texas. The PVIL proudly served as the main academic and athletic organization for Texas's African American students for half of the 20th century. A 32-0 record over the course of an entire basketball campaign is certainly a season to remember. And our next inductee proved much too tough for opposition squads to handle in 1956 and 1957. This squad is the first and only one in school history to have an undefeated season on the hardwood, and making the feat even more incredible is the fact that they were also the shortest team in school annals, with only one player over 6 feet tall. The team played a fast-paced offensive style with full-court pressing defense, which caused many turnovers. In their run to the state championship, the team defeated Navasota in the first round, tournament favorite Lufkin in the second round, and Baytown Carver 98-79 to bring the state title home to Lubbock. 3 players from this historic team, led by Coach Ernest Mallory, earned all-state recognition, including Oladine Chu, Jimmy Peppers, and Don McCormick. It is with great pride that the Lubbock ISD Hall of Honor recognizes the 1957 Dunbar Panthers State Championship basketball team as our next inductee.
How about this state championship basketball team from Dunbar High School? An amazing group. Curtis Gibson has joined us on the stage. Curtis Gibson, a former coach at Dunbar High School, legendary coach at Dunbar High School, and also a member of our LISD Athletic Hall of Honor, and he will be presenting their medals to them this evening, their medallions, as we call each player's name. And in some cases, the players are not here. They couldn't get here tonight. In other cases, they're deceased, and family members are here receiving the award for this for that particular player. We'd ask that you would please wait till the end, and then we'll applaud them all one more time for this 1957 state championship team from Dunbar. All right, first off, we're going to recognize another already person who's in the Hall of Honor, and that is the head coach of this basketball team, Ernest P. Mallory. He's passed away. And y'all can clap if you want to. I'm good with that. And accepting on his behalf is his son, Mr. Trent Cox. Son-in-law, Mr. Trent Cox. Oh, there you are, Trent. Well, I just started at the first, Trent. I figured you'd get first in line. I didn't. Congratulations. And they've been here before and have done this before. If y'all would pose right here, we'll get a good picture of you. Can we get them to pose on this side? I'm sorry, those of you at TV, I know that. Okay, that way y'all can kind of work your way out. There with Curtis Gibson. Good. Great picture. All right. Bazell Bailey, number 43. Bazell, come on up here, Bazell. Go over here to Coach Gibson. The trainer for the team, don't want to rush y'all, but hurry up. The trainer for the team, Harlan Bunton, he is deceased. Accepting on his behalf is his sister, Francis Bell. Now, Francis, are you up here on the stage? Bless your heart. Good. Go right there with the Coach Gibson and tell him to hurry up. No, he's doing fine. We're good to have you here. Turn right here to the camera, and let's get a picture here. All-state player, number 40. He's passed away now, but I keep hearing the stories over and over and over again about Ola Dean Chu, one of the greatest basketball players to ever come out of Lubbock, Texas. Accepting on his behalf is his daughter, Paula S. Chu. Paula? Is Paula not here? Okay. Well, y'all remember that name, Ola Dean Chu, one of the greatest ever from Lubbock, Texas. He was right behind me. Not really, yeah. I used to wear Ola Dean out. No, I didn't either. All right, number 44. He could not be here tonight. Earl Day, and accepting for Earl is his cousin, Samuel Thomas. This wasn't like clockwork, did it? Trainer for the team, Fred Fluellen. He's here tonight. I talked to Fred. Attaboy, Fred. Number 51 for the Panthers, Malford E. Hibbler. He has passed away, but accepting on behalf of him are his brothers, Joe Hibbler and Walter Hibbler. Number 46, Earl L. Jordan. He has passed away. Accepting on his behalf is his wife, Miss Patricia Jordan. She couldn't come up here. Who are you? This is her granddaughter. What's her name? Chastity. Thank you for coming up here. All right, number 42. Number 40, who's no longer with us, Willie Kelly. Accepting on his behalf is his cousin, Vernita Holmes. And we know Vernita, she's on our school board. Thank you, Vernita. I'll introduce Vernita right now. They'll want to have to recognize her later. And she's up here on the stage, one of our school board members, and we thank you for what all you do for us. Appreciate it. Number 44, Dan Kilpatrick. I give your height, but it's not down here. 6'4". Are you 6'4"? 6'3", and well, I missed it, sorry. He's 6'3 and a half. Yeah, he's shrinking. Number 43, Walter Loggins. He's unable to be here tonight, but accepting for Walter is his nephew, Reggie Loggins. Number 50, All-State player. He's passed away, Don McCormick. Accepting on his behalf is his sister, Mrs. Bobby Wilson. All-State player. Number 48, Joe A. Middleton. He is deceased, but accepting on his behalf is his brother-in-law, Mr. R.J. Gibbons. His nephew, Ron Gibbons. What did I call you, his daughter? No, I didn't do that, I know. I said brother-in-law, it's his nephew. All right, Ron Gibbons. Jimmy Peppers, number 45, an all-state player. He is ill and unable to attend this evening. Accepting for Jimmy is his brother, Mr. Raymond Peppers. Other members of the 1957 team. Did all of y'all get to do something while you were up here? Okay. I didn't want to have somebody standing here and they go, well, they didn't even use me. Other members of the 1957 state champion team that we could not locate some of these, but they were a part of that team. Number 52, Don Carden. Willie D. Green, who was the trainer on that team, and number 53, Jerry Johnson. Ladies and gentlemen, Hall of Honor inductee, the 1957 Dunbar State Basketball Champions. If we could get y'all to pose together over here on the side before we get loose. And you got to go quick, Glenn, because we're going to have a speaker. Arthur's going to speak to us. Who you want? Okay, right there. All right. Arthur, if you want to get your picture made real quick, I'll tell a few anecdotes. I don't know what an anecdote is, but I'll tell one. No, you going to get your picture made with the group first?
Oh, yeah, okay.
How long is that going to take, Glenn? We're on live TV. This may not work this way. For real. Who hadn't got? Oh, Arthur hadn't? Oh, I'm going to give it to him when he comes back up here. Did I not give Arthur his award? Oh, there he is. He's written up here at the top. I'll give him. Arthur, you'll get special time when you get back up here. Arthur still lives in Lubbock. He was a sophomore on this basketball team when they won state. And he offered to step aside tonight and let the seniors talk if they wanted to, but they wanted Arthur to talk and to share about this 1957 basketball team. And he told me, he goes, I know more about this team than anybody ever lived. And he knows all about it. He was proud of this team and all that they accomplished. And he was a big part of that team. Of course, with the 2 or 3 all-state players on the team, you can see why they had great success, and they had great coaching as well, as their coach is already in our Hall of Honor. All right. Thank you. Let's not do one more. Let's go. Come on, Arthur. All right. The gentleman who will address you this evening in honor of the Dunbar team is Arthur Kinney. He was number 49 on the 57 state championship team. Congratulations, buddy.
I played in a golf tournament with David, and I promised him that I wouldn't talk long, so here I go. You told me to get 5. I'll probably take 10. Is that all right? Hold on.
Yeah.
The late Mac McAllister used to sign off his radio show, and he said, and I quote, "Fears, not years, make men old." So I looked around this crowd tonight, and I see a lot of gray heads, and I said, it must not have been a lot of fears, but I know it's a lot of years. First of all, I would like to say congratulations to all of the rest of the inductees in the class of 2014. But there is a Kinney connection to 2 of the inductees, which is Coach Cadell. She coached my daughter Vanessa on the 1989 track team at Estacada. And Coach Prentice Williams coached me on the 1958-59 football team at Dunbar. To Chairman Thedford and Vice Chairman Dudley, I count this a privilege and a pleasure to represent the 1957 Dunbar basketball team. I am sure by now you all know that this team went undefeated. And any time that any team go undefeated, that is a great achievement. Whether that be in Pop Warner football, Mob basketball, or the Miami Dolphin football team, or Rocky Marciano boxing record of 48-0. This is a great feat. This team was a very unique team. We scored 100 points in over a quarter of our games. And whenever we scored a 100 point, Coach Malley would let us have a little fun with the other team. We would emulate the Harlem Globetrotters act, and the crowd would go crazy. We played this team from Pampa, Texas, and we beat them at Dunbar Gym, and we climbed them there. We beat the guys so bad and climbed them that they still thought they could beat us. So by that time, athletic director Ed Curtis booked us to play at the Chapman Field House. Back in those days, that was unheard of, but we played at Chapman Field to a complete crowd who filled the gym. But Pampa still thought that they could hold us. So, yeah, I guess you guessed it. We played in the Municipal Coliseum, and we opened for Texas Tech that year. We had plenty of fun on that team, and by this time, I think you know that any time that you're undefeated, it is a feat that is just, you can't even talk about. The captains of this team was Don Earl McCormick and Oladine Chu, two all-staters. And then we had Beazell Bailey. He was the tallest starting member of that team at 6'2". Then we have Dan Kilpatrick, who's here with us, and he was the sixth man to come off the floor. The other starters were Early Jordan, Jimmy Peppers, and Walter Charles Loggin. And you know I counted 6. I know you know that. But Coach Murray always said he had 6 starters on his team, with Earl Jordan and Walter Charles Loggin alternating. The people of Lubbock were so friendly about this team that there was no segregation in those gyms. We brought the city of Lubbock together at that particular time. Those were the times of the years, and we didn't fault anybody about those times, but that's just the way it were. Julius Caesar, in his play, in Mark Antony's speech, he spoke these words: "The evil that men do live after them, but the good is often buried with their bones." So I said to my deceased teammates, Oladine Chu, Don McCormick, Early Jordan, Malford Hilbert, Joe Middleton, Willie Alvin Kelly, Jerry Lee Johnson, trainer Harlan Bunn, Willie Dave Green, and Coach E.P. Mallory. Your bones has been resurrected. Thank you.
Thank you, Arthur. Thank you. And congratulations to the 1957 Dunbar State basketball team. It's, you get together tonight, and I know that tonight, it may be many years before y'all get together again, and some of you it may be the last time you gather together as a team. And we bring honor to you for your great accomplishments at Dunbar High School and for Lubbock ISD. You guys are amazing. The 1957 state champions.
Estacado and Dunbar coaching greats are featured next as we continue with the 2014 LISD Athletic Hall of Honor induction ceremony.
Oh, 10 seconds. This would mean like 10 seconds. Back in a minute.
It is often said that coaches, especially those on the high school level, serve in many different roles as it pertains to the lives of the student athletes they are charged with mentoring. For our next inductee, there is no doubt that the multitude of roles for which she was known to fulfill for her athletes has left an indelible mark on their lives forever. She began her coaching career in 1977 at Estacado High School. And from 1980 until 2011, she served the school in a plethora of positions. She was the freshman basketball coach, assistant varsity basketball coach, and head track and field coach. And, oh, by the way, she was even the head volleyball coach for a year. While she excelled at the role that the school called her to serve, it was during her tenure as head track coach for EHS that her legacy was built. She helped lead the Lady Mats to 10 district championships, and her teams featured at least one state qualifier for 24 consecutive years. An amazing testament to not only her coaching skills, but to the allure that her leadership had on the young ladies in the EHS program. Not one to sit aside and let others handle the organizational duties of her profession, she was an active member of the Texas Girls Coaches Association from 1983 to 2011, serving 4 years on the board of directors, 1 year as vice president, and 1 year as president. She was selected as an all-star coach for 4A, 5A track and field 3 separate times. And in 2005, she was selected as the TGCA Coach of the Year for 4A, 5A track and field. Away from the athletic venues that she most assuredly called home for so many years, she taught health, biology, and physical education, and served as the sponsor for Odyssey of the Mind participants for 21 years. Her leadership and input into the lives of students on the EHS campus remains a constant even today, as she continues to serve as the school's Fellowship of Christian Athletes huddle leader. Ladies and gentlemen, the Hall of Honor proudly inducts former Estacado High School track and field coach, Kayleen Cadell.
Making the presentation of the medallion will be Twinkle. That's what you just want me to say? Just that's enough? All right. It's Twinkle. She's going to make the presentation of the medallion, and then Kayleen's going to talk to you. But let me tell you just one quick thing before Kayleen comes to talk. You listen to her athletic accomplishments and coaching accomplishments. It does not even begin to tell you how she's helped young people. I could write 10 books about what this lady has done for young people and kids that she's coached. So the presentation.
This is a tremendous honor for me to stand here and share this with my kids that are here tonight, my fellow coaches, my assistant coaches, my family, and with all of you. And just before we get going, I just need to tell you that she has a name. But when she came to Estacada, I saw it in writing. I was like, La Quinta. It's La Quinta, like the hotel. And I was like, La Quinta. I don't think I can be yelling, go La Quinta. So she said, well, just call me Twinkle. So this is Twinkle. And she was a superstar at Estacada High School. Thank you. First of all, I just want to thank God for the opportunity to have spent my career at Estacada. It's the one and only job I had in my entire life. And I'm very fortunate and blessed to have that opportunity. My mom and my dad followed my coaching career. They followed my athletic career. They came to Texas Tech when I played basketball, as you saw those pictures. Oh, wow. And we played after intramurals, and they were there, the two people in the stands. And sometimes my brother, Kevin, who's the best brother a person could have, he would come with them. And I thank them for that because they encouraged me when no one else was there. They were there. They came and watched my kids run track at Estacada. And a lot of times there wasn't anybody else but them to watch. My family, my friends, some of them that I've had lifelong friends that I was able to coach with, Coach Barber, Coach Caraway. My assistant coaches, they're here tonight. All but 2 of them are here tonight. And I really appreciate that because without them, I wouldn't be here. But mainly it's about the kids. In my entire career, it's been about the kids. Because without the kids, what good is a coach? Stand there and coach yourself all day. The kids were willing. They were tremendous athletes, and they were willing to do everything I asked them to do for the most part. And when they weren't, my assistant coaches made them willing. And I am so grateful to have had the opportunity to have those kids and those coaches and those friends and those family members in my life. I thank you. I thank the board. I thank all of you that have supported Estacada High School. Dr. Frazier, he, I think, is very instrumental in me standing here tonight. Coach Kelly and Coach Percy Hines were very influential in my coaching career, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
Kayleen Cadell, Estacada High School. Congratulations, Kayleen. We're proud of you.
There is no denying that our next inductee was successful on the athletic fields and in the gyms of the many schools for which he competed, both as an athlete and as a coach. His legacy of success began as a young athlete representing the Dunbar Panthers in the early 50s. And that same competitive fire persisted through a tremendous college career at Prairie View A&M and culminated with a coaching career that spanned over 3 decades and included stops at many geographical regions in the state of Texas. He displayed his stellar athleticism while playing both football and basketball at Dunbar High School from 1950 to 1953. He was a member of the first state championship basketball team at DHS in 1953, and upon graduation from high school, he received a full scholarship to play football at Prairie View A&M, where he played 4 years for the Panthers. After his collegiate athletic career concluded, he coached high school athletics in several locales in Texas, including Sealy, Odessa, Lubbock, Coronado, and his alma mater, Lubbock Dunbar, from 1957 to 1974. As head track coach for Dunbar, he led the Panthers to 3 state championships. In 1970, he became the head football coach for Odessa Ector and remained there until 1974, when iconic University of Texas football coach Darrell Royal hired him as a receivers and recruiting coach for the Longhorns. He remained on the UT staff until Coach Royal retired 7 years later. And that would prove to be his last coaching job, despite ample opportunities that would come along. After retiring from coaching, he remained in Austin, where he accepted a position with the Division of Parole Supervision, Board of Pardons and Paroles, and he served in that role for 2 years. He was then named Superintendent for Athletics and Aquatics for the Austin Parks and Recreation Department. The LISD Athletic Hall of Honor is proud to induct former Dunbar High School athlete and coach, Prentice Williams.
Linda Williams will be accepting the award, and Curtis Gibson will be making the presentation. And Curtis, are you going to say a few words too? Will it? You are? Okay, good. Are they all coming? Y'all all want to come up? Come on up here. It's just on national TV, seen all around the world. It's good to have y'all here tonight. All right, let's get the trophy first.
I'd like to thank you on behalf of the Williams family, and Prentice's sister, Inez Sadler, will speak for the family. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. First, I'd like to thank all of you on behalf of Adrian Williams Lucky, his daughter, Linda Williams, his wife, and his grandson, who's named for him, Aaron Prentice Williams Lucky. There's a strong connection in this room tonight with Prentice. There are many of you out here who were taught and coached by him, many of you who worked with him, and for that, we thank you. Thank you to the Lubbock Independent School District. Thank you for having been coached by my brother, and thank you for having worked with him. Thank you very much.
I would like for you to know that Ms. Sadler was my classmate. And I want you to know this. The last time we got in school, we got it together. And remember that. Thank you.
Congratulations. He told me what they were doing. I can't repeat it. No, he didn't say anything. Curtis Gibson, one of the finest gentlemen I've ever met in my life. How many of you in here know that to be true? All of you? Curtis Gibson. We're so proud of him and Prentice Williams and just the legacy that they have left here in our LISD school system, y'all. I'm telling you, it is tremendous and has had a great impact. And we congratulate the Williams family on this tremendous honor given here tonight.
Another outstanding championship team is inducted into the 2014 LISD Athletic Hall of Honor class. It is a safe bet that the folks in Austin won't need to be reminded of our next Lubbock ISD squad to be inducted tonight. This outstanding basketball team left Austin High fans in a daze of disbelief as they walked away with a 1-point victory in the Class 2A state title game of 1951. The squad from the Hub City was making its first ever appearance in the state tourney, while the Maroons of Austin High were there for the 13th time, although they never claimed a crown for themselves. Most on hand figured this was the year. But under the tutelage of head coach Dave Cook, the lads from Lubbock made sure the jinx continued for their friends from Austin. The squad representing the Lubbock ISD was loaded with talented players, including all-state tournament team members Carl Ince and Walter Norton. These two, along with future college players Sammy Adams and John Pittman, helped to lead the well-coached team throughout the season that ended with an overall record of 29-3. In the title game, Bobby Day made a steal and scored the winning bucket to give the Lubbock bunch a 44-43 victory and a state title. The celebration back home was electric, and the team was greeted by 5,000 fans during their welcome home pep rally, a well-deserved bit of revelry for this state title squad. The Lubbock ISD Hall of Honor is proud to recognize and celebrate the induction of the 1951 Lubbock High Westerners State Championship basketball team.
Congratulations on an outstanding achievement, and I think all my life I've heard about the 1951 state championship team from Lubbock High School and the great accomplishment that y'all had, and we're really proud of you. I'm going to introduce them now, and this time, rather than the way we did it previously, because we're quick learners here with the LISD Athletic Hall of Honor, we're going to let Bo talk at the end. Bo Sexton will talk at the end. We're going to have the group stand here on the stage with him, and then we'll get our team picture made after. Would that be okay with y'all? That'll work a lot quicker and better. All right. I'm going to introduce the team, and we'll start out with the number 24, and that is, in fact, Bo Sexton. Bo, come on up here. We'll get a picture made right here. Bill Dean, who's also on our LISD Athletic Hall of Honor board, is, Bo, we'll wait till we introduce them all, and then we'll let you talk. All right. The Westerners were coached by Dave Cook. He has passed away. Coach Cook's widow Betty is out of the country and not able to be here with us, but we'll make sure that she gets this medallion and this certificate, Coach Dave Cook. Jim Crawford was number 31. He was unable to attend this banquet, but he is his brother here, Jerry Crawford, many of you know, accepting on his behalf. Number 35, Bobby Day. Got the steal, didn't you, Bobby? Beat them 11-10. No, it was, what was it, Bobby, the final score in that game? Do y'all remember? 44-43. I wasn't paying attention. These guys over here are bothering me when the video's going on. All right, number 30, Bobby Fullerton. Number 25, who was a captain on the team, he couldn't be here tonight, Carl Ince. Number 25, accepting for Carl is his brother, Gerald Ince. Number 28, who has passed away, with a great player, Walter Norton, and accepting on his behalf is his son, Brooke Norton. Congratulations. Number 32, John Pittman. He is deceased. Accepting on his behalf is his daughter, Julie Lowe. Number 33, Royce Ship. Number 10, Bill Williams. He is deceased, but accepted on his behalf is his son, Brad Williams. Congratulations. Other members, is there anyone else here that we've accidentally left off the list that is here? These others were not here tonight. Number 27 was Sam Adams. Number 34, Mike Brady, who has passed away. Earl Dietering, it was the manager. He lives in Memphis, Tennessee now, and could not be here, was not able to be here tonight. Wayne Nolan was a manager on that team who is deceased. Charlie Rand was number 29, and he lives in Virginia and couldn't be here tonight. Joe Guy Smith was a manager, and Carol Walker, number 36, was the other member of that team, and we will get them their awards. Now, gentlemen and ladies, y'all are welcome to stand here on the stage. It may be more comfortable to exit and stand right over here in case you're about to fall over like I am. It'd be easier to fall over off stage. Y'all, why don't y'all stand right down here, and we'll let Bo come address the audience. But I want y'all to stay together so we can get a picture. We'll bring some chairs in if y'all want to sit down for a minute. Bring me one. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1951 state champion Lubbock High School Westerner basketball team. Now, where'd Bo go? I thought Bo had gotten caught up in the momentum here and left with them. Ladies and gentlemen, to address you about this team, Bo Sexton.
Thank you, David. Have any of you ever seen a basketball team where all of us are over 80? And I tell you something, we get better every year. But it's a pleasure, and thank you to the board to honor this team. It's, memories are the treasure chest of the heart. And just to think of being here tonight with these guys, seeing them again after all these years is really a privilege for me to come here and to speak for them. You know, Lubbock is a great place. It's a great memory for all of us. I go around in my life, and always I'm proud to be from Lubbock. Lubbock High School, Carroll Thompson, George M. Hunt, O.L. Slayton. Those were great memories. I was privileged to be on the football team. I've been here for the football team, the basketball team, and how about the swimming team? We'll do them. Okay. But anyway, it's a great privilege for us to be here. Thank you. Bobby Day stole that ball in the last seconds. Be sure and check Bobby before he leaves because the silverware may be a little shy. But again, thank you again for honoring us and for getting us together again. It's a real privilege, and thank you. We love Lubbock, and we love all the things that Lubbock did for us. Thank you.
How about that? Make you feel good about where you live, Lubbock, Texas. Thank you, Bo. We appreciate you. Congratulations, 1951 state champion basketball team from Lubbock High. One more hand.
After the break, we honor a track and field legend, plus one of the all-time coaching icons in LISD football history, as we continue with the 2014 LISD Athletic Hall of Honor induction ceremony. ISD Athletic Hall of Honor come from backgrounds that saw them compete as multi-sport stars on their respective campuses. Our next honoree is no different, having competed in track, football, and basketball for Estacado High School. His accomplishments on the gridiron and on the track are most certainly worthy of Hall of Honor status. A three-sport letter winner for the Matadors of Estacado High School, he was a standout performer in all three sports. His exploits on the track as a member of the Matador squad helped to lead the team to the 1982 and 1983 state championships. In 1982, he placed first at the state meet in the long jump and set a new school record in the 300-meter hurdles. Because of his accomplishments, he was recognized as EHS's most outstanding track and field athlete in both 1982 and 1983. After graduating from Estacado High School, he received an athletic scholarship to Texas A&I University, now known as Texas A&M Kingsville, where he became an outstanding wide receiver and tight end, as well as a tremendous track athlete for the Javelinas. He was recognized as the top hurdler in the Lone Star Conference during his time at Texas A&I, and because of that success, he became a two-time All-American. The LISD Athletic Hall of Honor is proud to induct former Estacado High School athlete James Collins.
Hey, hold on, let me get on the other side. Right on that side. Thank you. Like clockwork. Hold it, one more. Thank you. All right. I'm going to tell you. Ladies and gentlemen, James Collins, and he will be presented his medallion by DeCarry Collins, and then we'll hear from James, who was, he went in track, but this guy, if it had to do with sports, he could do it. You just tell him what to do, and he could go do it. But a tremendous athlete from Estacado High School, and why don't you address the crowd? Congratulations, proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you. It's such an honor to be here. I feel so grateful. I thank God for the people that was in my life. I said I wasn't going to get emotional, but I can't help it. To think back when my mother and my aunt, they raised me to be a good guy, to do the best that I could possibly do. And that's what I did. I want to make my family so proud. And my mother and my aunt, they're in heaven. I know that, and they're proud. You know, I'm glad to be surrounded by my loved ones, and they're here at table 2. I told them whatever accomplishments I make in my life, they're part of it because they are my life. Coach Hines and Coach Kelly, y'all was awesome. Although Coach Kelly, I wanted the ball sometime, you threw it to me every now and then, let me know that I could catch. But I thank you for that. Coach Hines, I want to save you for last. You was an awesome coach. You set me up to be the best that I could be at whatever level that I was on. I don't know where you at out there, but I will continue to love you all the rest of my life. You know, I got in college running hurdles. I was good from jump, and I took that with me from Estacada High School, and I want to thank y'all for that. The committee, the Hall of Honor, thank you, and thank you.
Congratulations. Proud of you, James. James Collins, Estacada High School. Proud to have guys like that representing. Fine man. Thank you, James.
In the great state of Texas, it is said that football is king, and it's a safe bet that those in this room tonight would agree. Football, though, has no more allegiance to the largest schools in the state than it does to the smallest schools. Our next inductee proved time and time again that coaching the great game at a small school could be just as rewarding as it was at a large school. He certainly reached the pinnacle at both levels during his illustrious 30-year coaching career. He arrived in Lubbock at the age of 16 on a football scholarship to Texas Tech University, where he played quarterback for the Red Raiders through his sophomore year. After he sustained a career-ending injury, he spent the next 2 years as a graduate assistant coach for the Red and Black. After receiving his degree from Texas Tech, he was hired in 1955 as an assistant football and head golf coach at Monterey High School. In 1962, he left Lubbock to take over the duties as head coach for the Petersburg High Buffaloes, a small school just 30 miles from Lubbock. He led the Buffs to a district title in his first year at the helm, and during his second season, he won the Class 1A state football championship. He would return to Lubbock in 1964 to take the head football coaching position at Monterey, and in his second year, he took the Plainsmen to the state quarterfinals. He would become a fixture in the LISD coaching ranks as he continued to serve as Monterey's head coach for 22 years until his retirement in 1985. The numbers he compiled as a head football coach are mesmerizing, to be sure. A 177-74-11 overall record for a .697 winning percentage, 15 district championships, 5 regional titles, and 1 state trophy under his tutelage. Recognition for his outstanding career as a leader of young men included being named the All-South Plains Coach of the Year 5 times and District Coach of the Year 7 seasons. In 2011, he was inducted into the Texas Tech chapter of the National Football Foundation for his outstanding contributions to amateur football. Not one to venture too far away from the game he loves, he provided the color commentary for the Monterey Plainsmen home football games and for the Sports Express radio network from 2004 to 2010. Ladies and gentlemen, the Hall of Honor proudly inducts former Monterey High School football coach James Odom.
Making the presentation to Coach James Odom will be his former quarterback, Ron Reeves, who's also a member of our LSD Athletic Hall of Honor. He was inducted in last year's class. And so here is the man, Coach James Odom.
Thank you very much. That's one reason I'm up here, is that guy right there. One of the big reasons. I won't take long, but I will need several people to thank tonight for this honor. I appreciate the induction into the Hall of Honor by the Board of Directors. I don't deserve it, but I'm honored that you have selected me. You know, back in 1955, Monterey High School opened its doors for the first time. They hired a head coach out of the University of Texas named Bill Dubose, who gave me, a 20-year-old fuzzy-cheeked kid out of Texas Tech, a job on his first staff. I've always appreciated the fact that he gave me that job. I worked for him 7 years. I learned a lot about being a head coach. I learned a lot about coaching. I learned about life, and I learned how to be a man, and I appreciate that. You know, being a coach's wife and a coach's kid is not real easy. My two daughters had to put up with me being a head coach in their school. My wife had to put up with me not being home anytime. But I want them to know I appreciate the fact that win, lose, or draw, they were always there for me. They were always there supporting me, and I appreciate that. Tonight, I have every member of my family except my two great-grandkids, and they're the babysitters, here tonight. And I'm so proud of them, so thankful that the Lord gave me the family that He did. You know, I couldn't have made it without you. You know, no head coach is any better than the guys he's got working with him. I was fortunate. I had some great coaches work with me. Two of them were with me for 22 years as assistant coaches at Monterey. Bobby Magel, who's a member of this Hall of Honor, was my defensive coach. Gus Wilson, who passed away a few years ago, was my defensive line coach. Those guys were with me the whole time I was there. And then we had other coaches that come in. Bobby Hayworth was on my original staff. Did a great job for me. In fact, he was so good I hired him 3 times. Neil Wilcox was another one of them that coached me for several years. Pat Blessing, Jack Boo, who's sitting out here at my table tonight, was one of my assistants that went on to be an assistant superintendent. So you can be smart and be a still football coach. And then those guys were instrumental, and they were family, and I loved every one of them. I still do. And then, of course, I've been told that you can't make chicken salad out of chicken feathers. And I've heard it other versions of it, but I gave you the good version. That's true. And I'll tell you what, we didn't have to make chicken salad out of chicken feathers. We had some good players. We didn't have a lot of Division I players. I don't have to take my shoes off to count how many Division I players that we had in 22 years at Monterey. I'd have to take my shoes off several times to count the number of kids that would give it all for you, that were good athletes, just weren't quite Division I, but they played like it. And I appreciate the fact that so many of them, like Curtis Jordan, who's in this Hall of Honor, Ron Reeves, who's in this Hall of Honor, a couple others like Randy Bolin and Dan Irons, I hope someday to see in this Hall of Honor because I think they deserve it. So to the Hall of Honor, I thank you. I'm honored and I'm thrilled that I'm going to be, my bio, my picture's going to be in the Hall of Honor. I'm also proud that myself and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Thank you.
Coach, congratulations. Monterey football coach, James Odom.
Hall of Honor class with a 2 sports superstar and one of the top athletic leaders in LISD history when we return to the 2014 induction ceremony. certainly is not a mantra for our next inductee. His roots as a Lubbock native run very, very deep. His love of both Lubbock Coronado High School and the Texas Tech Red Raiders will never come into question. Even when he ventured away from the hub city for a few years as a professional football player and coach, he always had Lubbock, Texas in his mind. Yes, even though it was out of sight. A two-sport athlete in both baseball and football at Coronado High School from 1997 to 2000, he was the first athlete ever to be named All-State in two sports for the Mustangs. On the football field, he was a two-time All-District player, and in 1999 was named Defensive Player of the Year in the district, while also being named to All-State honors that year. Taking his tremendous athletic skills from the gridiron to the diamond, he played varsity baseball and was named the District 3-5A Player of the Year in both 1999 and 2000. The Texas High School Baseball Coaches Association named him an All-State player in both 99 and 2000. In 1999, he set a Coronado record for most runs scored with 47 and most hits with 56 in a season. He was the MVP for the Texas team in the Senior Sunbelt Classic in 2000, and he remains in the top 10 for career batting average in Mustang history with a .459 average. After completing his career at CHS, he received a football scholarship to Texas Tech University and played for the Red Raiders from 2000 to 2004. After his first season at Texas Tech, he was named to the All-Big 12 freshman team, and he was named All-Big 12 after his sophomore season. During his junior and senior seasons, he served as team captain and was the Texas Tech Linebacker of the Year. As a senior, he was named the Red Raiders Team MVP, and he received all Big 12 honors for a third time. He was also the recipient of one of Texas Tech's most prestigious awards following his senior season, as he claimed the E.J. Holub Double Tough Award. He finished his Texas Tech career number 8 in all-time tackles, and he was second in all-time career starts. The Baltimore Ravens of the NFL drafted him in the 7th round with the 248th overall pick, and he went on to play 4 years for the Ravens. Injuries cut his NFL playing career short, and he entered the coaching ranks as he joined the staff of the University of Hawaii as linebacker coach. He then took his coaching skills to the NFL, where he was a member of the New York Jets staff in both 2011 and 2012. The opportunity to come home was too much to pass up in 2013, and he joined the Texas Tech coaching staff, where he is currently serving as the co-defensive coordinator for the Red Raiders. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Lubbock ISD Hall of Honor inductee, Mike Smith.
Mike Smith will have this his medallion placed over his neck by his brother Daniel Smith, and then Mike, you'll have the podium.
In about 15 years, you're going to see a crazy linebacker run on West Texas, and that's going to be my son. I promise you that. Wow, this is awesome. It's a great honor. It really is. I want to thank the rest of the people in 2014 class. It's an honor just to be in this class with these fine people. Extraordinary athletes, coaches. It's an honor. Dave Brown coached at Tech, and he said, one time, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. So I used to put myself around good people, and this class is some great people. Oh, I actually got some notes right here. We better pull it out. Like Coach Stefford said, I forget everything, being an old linebacker. I use that excuse to my wife. When I forget to take out the trash and the dishes and everything like that. It's football. But, yeah, this is a great honor, and this is a great achievement. When I was listening to Kevin talk, I was actually looking at the program because I listen to Kevin talk every day, so I wasn't paying attention. But I was noticing the previous athletes, the E.J. Hollins, the Ron Reeves, and that's a special honor. Just to be in a class with Coach Magel and Coach Dudley, that's an honor. That gives me goosebumps because those are legendary people that make it special. And it's kind of funny that all the places I've been and lived and college and winning big games and NFL, playing with Ray Lewis, all those guys. My fondest memories are high school memories. And I always go back and think about the relationships because high school is so pure. Everybody's fighting for the same thing. And I think a lot of it is my love for football and baseball came through Lubbock. And that's a lot of it. To be honest with you, I really wasn't a great athlete. I really wasn't. I always joke with people and say I was an overachiever. But where Kevin tells me that all the time, every day pretty much. But, I was very fortunate. I think sometimes in life, stars line up perfect. And I had the opportunity to be around a lot of good coaches. And my parents, when I was a young age, really instilled hard work. Didn't come from much. And so they told me if I wanted something, I had to work hard for it. And that's what I did. And I was very blessed. Lord gave me what I had. I wasn't very fast. I wasn't very strong. I wasn't very big. If you look at me now, you probably think I'm full of it. But I was pretty skinny back in the day. But, those things I couldn't control. But I really did take pride. I knew that I could be the toughest kid on the football field. And I knew that great effort. It doesn't take talent to hustle, which Coach Dudley used to always tell me. And those are the things that I could control. And so I think that's what made my career. Just real quick, I want to thank some people. Obviously, my parents I just talked about. I got two of the greatest parents in the world. I definitely wouldn't be up here if it wasn't for them. My brother, you saw him, big goofy looking dude over there. We about tore up the house growing up. He's the one that made me tough. We broke a lot of things in the house growing up. Thank him for that. My sister, my biggest cheerleader, all the games. She's my number one fan. The coaches, Butch Henderson here, Coach Hollins, Coach Andrews, Wilson, Coronado, all these coaches. I had some great coaches, and there's one coach. I've had a lot of coaches in my career, just from Wilson High School to college to Mike Leach to Lyle Setensich to Rex Ryan to Mike Pettin. But there's one coach that did more, way more than he should, is Coach Dudley. He spent a lot of time with me. I'm up here for two sports. People know that. He was my linebacker coach. So he was actually with me every day. Pretty bad, but he was with me every day. He had to deal with me. But in linebacker and baseball, we spent countless hours when practice was over, throwing baseballs in the cage, sitting off of tees. I was the type of athlete that never wanted to go home, and he wouldn't go home either. So I owe a lot to Coach Dudley, and I definitely wouldn't be here for him. All the old players I played with, see Ryan Aycock back there, Kevin Curtis, Landon Johnson. We had really good times and good players under Butch. I think we had 3 guys get drafted in the NFL off that team, and then about probably 10 guys that went Division I. So, obviously you're not going to stand up here if you don't have athletes around you. So I appreciate that. And then last, my wife. She's pretty special. My high school sweetheart. Chased her around for about 20 years until she broke down and had to marry me. I know you look at her and say, what the heck? How do you pull her? Personality, I guess. I don't know. But I'm very, very blessed to have her in my life, and thank you.
Mike Smith, and I think you heard the words that Mike said tonight, And I'm sorry, Elliot, I'm going to say just a quick thing here about Mike. And he said something that was said the first year we had this by E.J. Holub. And he said there's just something special about high school. And that's true. And that's what makes this evening so special. Mike, congratulations, buddy. We're proud of you. Mike Smith.
Our final inductee this evening had a major impact, to put it mildly, on Lubbock ISD athletics, as he was named the district's executive athletic director beginning in 1964, going on to serve the district for some 24 years before retiring in 1988. The growth and achievements that were benchmarks during his tenure provide an impressive window of success in LISD history. He was charged with management of 5 high schools and 9 junior high schools. The LISD athletic program almost tripled in size during his tenure as athletic director. The staff size increased from 72 coaches and trainers to 200. The budget for athletics increased from $250,000 to $1.2 million, not including coaching salaries. LISD athletic programs increased from just 8 sports to 20 sports. In his tenure, LISD squads produced 208 district championships, 158 by-district, regional, and semifinal teams, and 17 state championships were brought back to the hub city. He began his coaching career in 1951 as an assistant to legendary coach Gordon Wood at Stamford High School, before joining the staff at Corpus Christi Miller, where he coached football and track from 1952 to 1964. He was the head football coach for the Buccaneers from 1958 to 1963, where he compiled a record of 57 to 13 to 1, including a 13 to 1 mark in 1960 that resulted in a state championship, marking the first ever integrated team to win a university interscholastic league football state crown. He was named the Texas High School Coach of the Year following that incredible 1960 campaign. He was inducted into the Texas High School Coaches Association Hall of Honor in 1974, the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association Hall of Honor in 1984, the Coastal Bend Coaches Association Hall of Fame in 1989, and the Abilene Christian University Sports Hall of Fame in 1991. His 25-year dream for the Lubbock ISD aquatic program was commemorated in 1998. He had decreed that the school district needed a competitive swimming program in 1973, and the aquatic center that current LISD swimmers and divers call home is named in his honor. In 2006, he received recognition from the National Football Foundation and the Texas Tech University Chapter Award for outstanding contributions to amateur football. Although he retired in 1988, his contributions to athletics and the profound influence he had on so many lives continued to resonate in 2009, when he was inducted into the National Hispanic Heritage Hall of Honor. The organization was established to recognize outstanding Hispanic leaders in education, athletics, and public service. And although tonight's inductee is not Hispanic, he was honored for his work with Hispanic youth during his stellar career. He is only one of 2 non-Hispanics bestowed with the honor. The Lubbock ISD Hall of Honor is proud to recognize and celebrate the induction of former LISD Executive Athletic Director Pete Regis.
Coach Lewis Kelly, who is also a member of the Hall of Honor, will make the presentation of the medallion, and then we'll hear from the former athletic director for LISD, Pete Regis.
According to the video, I've had several opportunities to be in these circumstances, and they always do the same thing that the others did, and you are overwhelmed with thanksgiving and gratitude for so many people and so many circumstances. But the first thing I want to do is thank the committee for this very special honor, and I want to emphasize special because when John called me, I was really surprised because I thought this honor was basically for coaches and athletes. And honestly, I agreed with that philosophy. I thought it should be. But John called me and he said that they added a different category, a new category so it's a really, really special honor for me to be inducted with these outstanding coaches and players that, in my opinion, made the Lubbock athletic program what it is. So it's real special for me to be with them. Anytime I accept these type of honors, it is always not for myself, but for all of the people and all the institutions that made it possible for me to be standing here. Way too many for the time we have to mention. So let me say in a very general way, thanks, 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 and I could say more thanks to every single individual, and we're talking about hundreds, and every single institution, and we're talking about many, that made it possible for me to be standing here. I think that all of us in competitive athletics know that it's always, if you're successful and actually do the best that you're able to do, which is really the true measure of success, it is always about we and not about I or me. But I hope that you will let me mention a few people that briefly, mention specifically, that are here, that I guarantee you that I would not be standing here if it was not for them. And the first group I would like to mention is my family. We have a very big family, and all of them couldn't be here, but we have a good portion here. And I would like to ask them, if they would, to just stand quickly, briefly, all of our family members that are here. Now, I guarantee you I wouldn't be standing here if it wasn't for them. And also one that's not here, and I hope that I can say this without breaking down. I guarantee you there's one absolute guarantee. In fact, when I was coaching, I was called a guarantee coach. I would say, I guarantee you this will happen if you do this. And I don't know if all of those guarantees worked out or not, but this is one guarantee that is absolute, absolute, absolute. I would not be standing here if it wasn't for my wife, Margaret King Regas. We were together almost 63 years, and of course most of you know that she's left planet Earth, and I wish that she were here to be a part of this. And also another group that is here, we have some of our players of over 50 years ago on a state finalist team that are here tonight, and I would like for them to stand. They come from, of course, you know I coached in Corpus Christi, so they came from South Texas. They came a long ways, and so it's real, real special. In closing, even though I have mentioned everyone and every single person I've mentioned is very, very important, but I have not mentioned the most important reason that I'm standing here. And it's hard to compare this business because everybody I've mentioned is very, very important, but not as important as this. I stand here because of the grace and the mercy and the love of our God. And I would like to close by saying, praise be to His name. Thanks, thanks, thanks.
Mr. Pete Regas, I will tell you, just a little side note on Mr. Regas. He plays tennis 3 times a week. He does. I know it. It's ridiculous. I can barely get out of bed. And by the way, I'm looking over here. I see myself. This makes you look a lot bigger than you really are when you're on TV. You know, I weigh like 140. And I had a lot more hair than that. Oh, I was still on TV. I'm sorry, Elliot. I was going to save that for after we signed off. Sorry to you people out there. But we are so proud of this class that we've had tonight. I do have a couple of more things to say to you tonight. I do want to mention to you that on the table, we printed up these Hall of Fame, Hall of Honor nomination forms. Now, the way this works, y'all, anybody can nominate someone for the Hall of Honor. That does not mean that they're going to be in the Hall of Honor. It does not mean that they'll be considered. But their name will always be kept. And we will put together the statistics and the numbers on them. You need to give us their name, when they played, what school, and why you're nominating them. I don't even know what this form says. But if whatever I just told you, that's what you need to do. You need to give us the ideas. We will research it. We'll find out exactly all the numbers and the stats and the records and everything else, and then they will be included in our consideration each and every year. And once you're nominated, you're always nominated, and you'll always be considered and always on the list to be considered to be a part of this. It gives you an idea. If you knew what our list looked like today, and there are many, many that haven't been nominated yet that are worthy of being considered, it gives you an idea of how special it really is to be a part of this group, knowing that this is the 4th class. And you can see in your program, by the way, this year for the first time, we put all the classes in there, and you can see everybody that's been included in the Lubbock ISD Athletic Hall of Honor. I also want to mention that the photography tonight, and Glenn, I don't know what I did with my glasses, but MGC Video, my favorite company. And let me tell you about this guy. He's been relentless in getting to do this job for us. He's been really wanted to do it, and he does all of Estacado High School stuff. And if you'll do me a favor, if you'll start taking notice of Estacado's pictures and the program pictures, he does them. And he is an amazing photographer. He will send you a copy of every photo he took tonight. And what you need to do is, there's a gentleman sitting right out here that will, it's $15. That includes the postage, and for the DVD, the whatever it's called, the CD, an 8-track. He'll send you an 8-track if you want that. Kip and I were talking about that earlier. I got a new 8-track player in my car. I'm really proud of it. Kip probably believes me. All right. So you need to get this signed up for tonight. And there are some cards that you printed up, and they're on the table. Glenn, is that correct? Or they're where, Glenn? They're out there at the order desk, and you need to get those. Now, he can do it several ways. You can take that CD and take it to the store, and they'll print the pictures off. Glenn will handle it for you, but it may cost a little more. You can do it yourself, but we just want you to know about that. And also, here's the really great thing. We're so honored tonight to be able to do this program on Fox 34 News Now, and we appreciate Lubbock ISD TV 12 for their help. I do a lot of games in the area, and we do a lot of TV games. And this is one of the most professional crews that you'll see anywhere. It looks like a professional game with the exception of me. Everything else, the replays, everything, thank you, Larry, is awesome. And that's what they're doing tonight. We will be producing a professional video of this evening that you will be able to have, and you honorees, it's a part of the package. We'll be sending it to you, and you can have more than one copy if you would like more than one copy. We'll be providing those for you, and because we're doing it on TV tonight, it will be a really neat, the way that they'll put it together, the way that they will edit it together, it'll be really something special that you'll cherish forever and ever. So thanks to that group. I also want to thank Mac Owen and the Owen Group. Mac, where are you? He's sitting way back here in the corner. Now see all these programs and the name signs and these posters. And Mac, let me ask you this question because I've had this question. Some of our honorees want to take their poster with them. Are we going to let them have them? Now I don't mean to put the pressure on you. You good with that? Honorees, your posters that are out there. Now, you teams, okay, I don't want any fist fight out in the lobby. Trying to get and probably, the 51's already gone. Bobby Day's probably already pilfered that. So it's probably already gone. But you're welcome to those. But y'all, back to Mac Owen. And Becky, his wife, is back here. His staff does all of this work for us. It is absolutely tremendous. Thank you, Mac. He sets up Lubbock Audio Visual, all these things that we have here as well. Now, are we going to sign up on you were giving me this? Okay. Wrap it up. I get that at home. No, I don't get that. No, I'm Jan. I'm just teasing. I do that at home. Yeah, Jan's the one that won't. Okay. Thank y'all so much. Curry Blackwell has something. Or Curry's going to say something. Well, everybody will leave once I sign up on the TV. Thank you all for tuning in tonight and watching this broadcast of the Lubbock ISD Athletic Hall of Honor Banquet, the class of 2014 for Lubbock ISD. It's good to have you with us.